in like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe. How would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going to be judged if I say not at all?
What did this fucker say?
I became vegan because I could no longer think about eating something that was once living and breathing.
The primary thing that keeps me vegan is just always the animal liberation. The idea that we are trying
I'm not trying to be a Semitic to Andy, but I'm pretty sure plants live and breathe though.
to push our ideas onto others. That stereotype I've experienced the most.
Hunting is a very hard concept for people to understand. I am in Texas, it's a lot more acceptable, even though being a woman who hunts, people still, have a really hard time with that concept.
I feel like a lot of people think vegans are more effeminate. People will question your sexuality oftentimes.
I grew up in a rural village, living off the land. The way we live is in total respect to the animals, and I think there's so much that people do not know about indigenous culture.
What?
My name is Danny. I'm queer, I'm vegan, and I'm multiracial.
Hi, my name is Don Marvens.
What? What the fuck did you just say?
I'm queer, I'm vegan, and I'm multiracial.
Hi, my name is Don Marvens. I've been a vegan for coming on 6 years now. I'm a freelance photographer and I recently moved to the LA area.
My name is Nina. I'm 24. I've been vegan for
I'm just gonna watch the stream.
years now, and I'm a professional
Oh, you mean mixed? Okay, I get it.
Here's a movie recap
Hi,
of
my
Shutter
name is
Island.
Brittany.
Insane movie
I'm
link.
Koyakon Dene from
Guys,
Alaska.
How do? Oh, okay, I'm not gonna change anything. I'm gonna
First
change it.
generation college graduate, and I went to school in the California area, and I'm currently on a road trip visiting friends to learn whose land I'm on.
I am Carly, I'm from Texas. I'm a wife, a mom. I also do sales and marketing
Guys,
consulting.
It's just a question. How do I know if I'm mixed or not?
The first prompt is
If DNA tested, you're not.
Hi, my name is Duma.
Why-
and
why
I
do
am
you
a
assume I'm
Space
not?
Ranger multi-build speed type V2.
Why do you assume I'm not?
I care about animals' well-being. Walk forward if you agree.
Because I'm white.
Is that
Okay, but from my perspective, I mean, look, can't you have? Why don't you have the same instant responses to me as in seeing the video?
surprising to y'all that 2 hunters walked over?
I would love to hear why. Yeah, I would love to hear it.
Hunters have the utmost respect for animals. And I think that's a really hard thing for people to see. How can you love something and respect something that you kill? It's just a hard concept, right? Conservation is a big reason why I hunt. And not only
How am I cringe?
for my family, but I can shoot a certain number of deer each year, and that will keep that population.
I just don't get it. I want you to explain it to me so so I can be more educated when I'm streaming. Okay? You look at me. I'm white. You look at somebody else. They're white. They say, okay, the multiracial. And I say, okay, am I or could I be? Because I don't know. Maybe I have to do any test. And you say, no, you're not. How are you assuming? Even I don't know.
and that herd thriving.
I guess I've never really came at this conversation from like a angle of vegans versus hunters. It's always vegans versus a meat eater. So I understand in a sense the respect you have to what you're doing. I just know that I could never do that.
Yeah, and I think that for me is one of my maybe more bigger issues is not with vegans, but it's more people who eat meat but don't understand.
You need to get a DNA test. Otherwise, you shouldn't guess or elucidate being multiracial or not with no proof.
Why does your hair look
Imagine
like
if you
your mom
applied
made
that
for your
philosophy
first
to
day of
everybody
school
around you and
today?
everybody. Which makes kind of makes sense, but I
So
don't know.
you're going to eat meat that
I'm
was
not. I don't really
slaughtered
give a fuck.
at
You can say, I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't really affect me.
I can't just give a deer one swift, great bullet.
I'm just gonna
in
say
the
nothing
heart
and
that
just watch a video.
dies out where it's supposed to die.
I was one of those people that said I could never even be vegetarian. Like I was probably like the people that you're describing, just not having a connection to what they're eating. I didn't think about it, and then. As streaming services go, I found a little documentary through the suggestions.
It changed your life.
And it changed my life. And like I remember I went to brunch that morning and I had like sausage and egg and like fried cheese.
We know you aren't
and then
mixed
that night I
race
watched
because
this
your parents
documentary.
are
And so
related.
that's why I'm vegan, because I
watch
can't
this video
support
next.
like us
6.6
as an industry and as a
views,
populace,
absolute
like
banger.
removing the choice
Link.
from that large of a swath of animal populations just because they're animals.
If there was a solution, like just a
Why, you said what? I didn't get to see it because I don't
sausage
know.
and egg and like fried cheese. And then that night I watched this documentary. And so that's why I'm vegan, because I can't support like us as an industry and as a populace, like removing the choice from that large of a swath of animal populations just because they're animals.
if there was
Wait,
a solution, like just the magic happens, the skies part, and all the meat is like done in a way that is humane, would that make you more inclined to eat meat?
I think that you sort of get into the fundamentals of like, is it humane to kill something? I have to understand and respect and honor that like in indigenous
people
cultures,
usually say
there's
that,
many reasons why
they
people
are
hunt. We would
referring
all
to
be
their
remiss if we
parents
didn't
being
admit that,
different races.
at a time in human history, like we needed animal protein and animal meat to survive. But today, it's not necessarily a necessity.
I was being taught ethical hunting by an ethical hunter. And again, I think that's a harder concept here, because trust me, like there are asshole hunters. But that's what I saw conservation, and I saw ethical hunting, and I saw why we do it, and I saw the food. I haven't bought beef. I mean, in 6-7 years.
Can I ask you a
ethical
question
hunting.
about
I think she means like hunting when there's like an overpopulation of certain animals in certain places and killing them instantly and not making them suffer and using them for like all their benefits and not being a cucklord about it and shit like that. I think that's what they mean by ethical. I think you can.
scared to ask.
And we'll see.
So you said that you're a mother, and if you think of like Bambi, do you ever consider the small baby animals that you're taking their parents away from them?
Okay. So Bambi doesn't exist. Right. That's a Disney movie. If a mom is there with her yearlings, you would never kill that mom, right?
Terry's
You
no
wait
such
until she
damn
kicks
thing as
them out of the
multiracial.
house.
Terry's
And that's
one
part of, like,
race, the
ethical
human race,
hunting.
That is like,
WTF,
yeah,
do you
no one
mean
really, like you
multiracial?
wait
What are
until
you,
the
part
babies
human,
are kicked
part
out.
horse?
I learned from my Tlingit cousins. They're from the southeastern Alaska.
Yeah,
They're
we
the ones
saw at
that
least 5% black from that one clip with your juicer.
You done? What the fuck was that? What? Actually, what the fuck is
Hunters
wrong
and
with
gun
you, man?
owners contribute about $1.6 billion a year to nature and animal conservation, more than any other group in the country.
You know what? You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? That was actually a good dono. That was legitimately pretty smart. You're not wrong. I'm pretty sure even the people who do ethical hunting and fishing have to give a certain amount of money, right, for animal conservation. Which, in fact, when you compile that, I feel like people say, vote with your money, right? How many people love animals and shit contribute to animal conservation?
Invented
Seems like they don't vote with their money.
the fish hook. It was so wide that only a full-grown halibut
Got him.
could get caught. It's a generational thought. You're not just thinking about, oh, I need food tonight. You're like, how do I make sure I protect their natural processes? When fish hooks are made now, anything can come out. So many of our
What? Same reaction.
Astrologer.
Hi, my name is Brittany.
Is it multiracial?
I'm Koyakon Dene from
Guys, I didn't learn because last time, guys, we had to drop the topic because we didn't have an answer.
Pre-colonial.
See what I was saying? Drop the topic, drop it, dude. Yeah, so we never learn. So instead, we will say don't approach. And then we remain stupid.
staying in balance with animals, and we had so many.
There's no dumb questions. There's only stupid answers. I ask a question, you say it's dumb, I have to ask it again because I don't know the answer.
Practices that prevented overhunting, and the people who are living off the land, who are fighting for the land, are getting last priority. We're not allowed to fish if there's commercial fishing. We're constantly being watched and fined. It's constantly having land taken away. If you look at any community, it's constantly happening to them where they're told they're not allowed to do this or eat this. It's all connected, it's all a cycle.
Veganism is a privileged way of living.
If you have
What?
a choice of where you get to get your food and where it comes from,
Yeah,
even
if for
knowing
sure
about
it
is a privilege.
To have the choice to be vegan, that includes
Wait, no, it's not.
makeup
Wait, no,
and-
wait, no, it's not. It absolutely 100% is. Okay, when you are struggling to survive, you don't have enough money for food and for rent or whatever, dude. Ain't no fucking shot you have enough fucking time or money to select and purchase things that are all vegan and friendly to the grass and the fucking grassland. Fuck off with that shit.
clothing,
You're
all
stupid.
of these things and
Ain't no shot.
sustainable clothing, for example, is a top dollar.
Yeah.
If you're trying to buy it new, and thrifting is great, but some people don't even have access to that. And so, I think that choice is a privilege, and veganism is a choice.
I was born in Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, and the fact that my parents were able to leave with me when I was just like 1 year old into the States, like really shaped how my life would go. The lifestyle that I'm living is such a stark contrast from the people down in the Caribbean.
I feel like I have to talk about how veganism, especially in the States and especially in like the
What about the question though?
global West, has been totally co-opted by, like, I'm just gonna say it, by whiteness. Veganism shouldn't be a privilege, in my opinion, but it is. Like, the world that we live in now, it is.
Interesting.
I don't know enough about being a vegan. I think of it as like something that rich white people do, but I don't know. I don't know any vegans. I don't know how much
but
money
he'll
it costs.
swallow meat
Yeah, a
that
lot of
cheapest.
people also from lower income backgrounds or areas, they also rely on fast food. And that stuff is really cheap because, as far as I understand, the government subsidizes meat and animal products much more than it does vegetables.
When we think about someone who has to work a low-wage job to survive, you also have to think they're probably working
I don't think-
more than
I-
one job, possibly. You want the easiest meals. You want the highest calorie meals because you're working and you're burning so many calories. So when you're saying, why don't you eat more plant-based? You're asking
Trevor
them
once
to
said, "So
change
you
their
suck
shopping
pork, but
habits.
you
You're
don't
asking
eat
them
meat. I don't
to
understand
spend more
you."
time. You're asking them to educate themselves. And when you are working that hard, you have to numb yourself. You are
You eat
eating to
McDonald's
survive. That
every
is
day.
different.
Sorry,
than
but I'll never
choosing
listen
weight.
to your opinion when it comes to food.
This is not even about food though. How is this about food? This is about choice. Okay, dumb fuck. How is it about, how did me eating McDonald's have anything to do with this shit? Dumbass.
Geez, I love
What
being
are you
vegan and
talking
having a vitamin
about?
deficiency
It's
that is
about
literally
choice.
caused by my diet, man. Just
Choice of food? No, you don't get it. You don't get it. It's about choice, not only of food. If you're a vegan, you're vegan. Okay, you don't get to pick and choose, motherfucker. Okay? There's vegan and there's vegetarian. Okay? If you're a vegan, okay, you have to go all the way through it. Otherwise you're a vegetarian.
You're eating.
Totally. And it's not fair to, like, ask any of those people in survival mode to completely
don't understand
shift
it.
their way of life and learn a whole new lifestyle. And I definitely agree with that. I'm just curious, like,
Yes, income disparity goes heavily into this, 100%.
if we were all born like 3 centuries from now, the world has been globalized and like agriculture can reach every corner of the globe, how would that affect, if at all, your views or your choices?
Am I going
Girl
to be
wearing
judged if I
black is
say
literally
not at
wearing
all?
heels which are made
I'm genuinely
from
curious.
leather,
Yeah,
so
I don't. I
she's
mean,
vegan.
like I'm going to
Did
eat
she
meat.
not consider
I
the
don't want to say
animal
there's
that died
no
to make the
reason
leather?
to not eat meat.
Ratio plus
there's
L
maybe
plus
no
fake
reason for
vegan
me
plus
not to eat
virtue
meat.
signaling plus
I get it.
ribbozo.
I'm feeling judged.
Yeah, it's why vegetarian and vegan is completely different, I think. Okay, I think some of them are hypocrites, literally, because if they say that they're vegans for the video, right, they have to go all the way through it when they're wearing shoes and.
I'm not judging,
You
but
know-
but I don't understand. I'll be honest, I don't
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, like I still cry when I kill something. I mean, I love the animals, but they're still just animals. Like, it's okay to eat one. Everyone's been eating meat forever.
That's true.
You know, and
It's been a
there's
long
never
time
been
practice.
a culture ever that was 100% vegan. You know, they have shifted. They're plant-based and Mediterranean and Buddhist, and they have moved towards a culture who was 100% vegan. I don't think has ever existed.
It sounds like it's a natural order kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting to hear because I'm firmly of the belief that like we are animals. So for me, the natural order perspective doesn't hold a lot of water.
Do you guys have pets? Like, and in other parts of the world, what you would consider your pet, some people would eat.
But that's there. I mean, like I don't eat my dog, and I
Yeah.
hope none of you don't eat my dog. But that's, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I can't.
I feel like if the cows were smarter than we are and and could, I mean they would fucking smoke our asses. But what do I know?
Worry about someone in China eating dogs. Like
Yeah.
we can all try to make the world a better place. And
It's interesting though because it does kind of
It's not how it
challenge
is.
the
It's
natural
just how it
order
is.
perspective. Like
Where do you draw the line?
Right.
Something to think about in this conversation too is knowing that even when we eat plants, there's so many people that we're exploiting.
Yes.
The core of this, I think, is just having that respect for your food.
I fully agree with that. I think it's such a
Guys,
falsehood when we
I have
can
a
say-
really weird question, chat. I have a really good question, chat. Couldn't we also say that other beings, other animals, are also unethical for hunting if they could rely on vegetables and shit? I mean, if you think about it, if we say that we're all animals, well, other animals hunt other animals when technically they could also live on protein that is purely plant-based. They could be vegans, but the animals choose not to be vegans. I'm just asking. I'm not trying to be weird about it. I think this is a decent point to make. Animals eat animals. Right?
Cruelty-free.
What?
The avocados that I eat, were harvested.
They aren't smart enough. So because we're smarter, we have to self punish ourselves for being too smart for the fucking ecosystem.
by people that are being exploited. So
Do you guys consider hunting a privilege?
Isn't everything a privilege? To a point, right? A lot of people are going literally in their backyard, shooting something, processing it in their house, and putting it right on the table for their family. Like, that to me is beautiful. Hunting can be really
They're not moral beings. If they were moral beings, they would do the exact same thing.
expensive. You basically have to have a huge ranch, or you have to spend a ton of money to hunt on someone else's ranch. And then I think what a lot of people see are, right, the trophy hunters and the going over to Africa and hunting. I have not done that yet. That does not mean that I am not for it or against it. I do know that tourism in Africa is a huge moneymaker for them. I mean, those villages are really poor, and having an entire animal and multiple animals that hunters give them it's big for them.
My question with that would just be, why would it have to be a tourist? It kind of just sounds like the white savior complex narrative.
Because we're willing to pay a shitload of money.
I remember reading a statistic about like a single elephant in its lifetime can garner over $1 million just from photographic tourism. One single elephant's ivory is about $21,000. So just that in itself, like to me, is evidence that like non-violent tourism, like non-trophy hunting tourism, like is just as lucrative, if not more lucrative than trophy hunting.
Hunting is only acceptable if it's for food.
Oh, wait, I agree with this.
Come on, Brett.
Of course, yes. Products are tested on animals. Yeah, a lot of clothing and a lot of shit comes from animals. A lot comes from animals. I mean, the reality is, it's cool to have ideals and shit like that, but let's not be in a complete fucking utopia. It's okay to have an ideal in mind and work towards it without being a cucklord about it. Okay, without trying to live in a fucking utopia. That's the main problem.
If
But the real problem is that half these motherfuckers live in Utopia. Utopia Andes. Utopia Andes. Privileged dumb fucks making fun or antagonizing people with less income for eating fast food. Bitch, if the broccoli was that expensive, they eat the broccoli. Dumbass, okay? They ain't gonna go to the fucking farmer's market to get some corn, broccoli, and shit at an increased price for. Dude, they don't get no fuck, man. They're trying to survive out there, man.
was asked first, I would have
Christ.
disagreed. But after hearing your story,
What?
it is necessary to an extent.
If you're hunting for food, then you're saying that your life is more important than that other animal's life. And that is more reasonable to me than saying that your pleasure or your trophy or whatever is more important than an animal's life.
There's also safety, which I now realize, and it's like almost 2 hours if you needed a medical emergency evacuation. So yeah, I don't know any killing besides safety and like food, and then we still try to make the most.
Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. Non-vegan meat eaters are also the most hypocrite morons that literally base all their morals and ethics literally based on how the animal looks. I'm not kidding. Society thinks, okay, you can stack a bunch of chickens and dumb fucks in a stacked fucking grill and smoke them up and kill them and give them terrible lives. But if it's a cute puppy, oh no, or it's a cute this or it's a cute that, absolutely hypocritical dog shit. Okay? Oh no, these ones don't hurt those, but smoke those. Don't hurt those, but encage those. What the fuck is that? What the fuck? It's hypocrite. Because we society dictate what is what, and based on some random criteria of what the fuck, man. I think that's stupid.
And the fur, and we'll try to like feed it to the dog team. So
I'm not saying they should eat puppies. I'm saying that their moral fucking meter is literally just based on how the animal looks and some other dog shit criteria that have nothing to do with animal lives or whatnot. It's just fucking stupid.
There is just the biology of land, and there is biology of carrying capacity, and there's biology of how these animals have to be, taken care of. I know that if people are not hunting those deer.
That's why I think society is moronic as fuck. I think it's fucking weird. I think it's weird. I think I'm not trying to be a woke Andy. Okay, I'm kind of being a woke Andy, but the reality is, okay, technically these are all animal lives. What makes the cow or the pig more or less valuable than a dog, a stray cat, another cat, or whatever the fuck, right? They're all live being, right? They're all alive and breathing and chilling. They're animals. Where do we set the fucking what? I'm asking.
Are going to starve. There's not enough food. There's not enough water.
Nutrition. So now you're saying that nutrition is an okay fuel to do absolute terrible garbage, inhumane lives for the animals for the entire existence from birth to death. But oh no, the dog. But what the dog though? The dog needs to have a perfect life compared to the cow in a fucking metal grill. Fuck this! Bang! Give me some milk, you. But fuck you! Bang! Fuck that sucker! But what the puppy doing? What the puppy doing? What the fuck? The puppy doing? What the fuck is that, man?
So to
That's
me,
that's hypocrite.
I will take one for the team, and I will shoot a few deer this year to keep the land in check and the ecosystem in check.
I don't disagree that maintaining equilibrium of an ecosystem is important. My question to that would be like, what's actually sitting at the root cause of the deer overpopulation? Is the root cause that people aren't hunting enough, or is the root cause that their land is being taken away? But me making assumptions, hunting is a Band-Aid solution.
Like, I wish I could answer
Why?
a very
Because they have different uses in society. Some are used as tools or protections. See, now you're using all sorts of data and narratives. Now you're using all sorts of things to shape up. Oh, what? Yeah, motherfucker. What the fuck are you talking about, man? What the fuck are you talking about, man? There are little rats that help find out where the mines and the bombs are and help us out a bunch. How's that? That's a tool. In some, they step on them and smoke them out and poison them and trap them and fuck them up. But in other ones, where they pet them and they use them as tools. And who sets the meters, man?
Smart and like, well, based on data, that's
Yeah.
done. I mean, look at Los Angeles and Dallas, and like, where are animals going?
We pick and choose as people because we're a bunch of dumb fucks. Why? I think we as human and society are all complete morons. And we all agree to that. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
You know,
It's not complicated. It's only complicated because you have to go through all the mental hoops and the mental gymnastics to justify it. But in the end, you can just say, it's fucking hypocritical and stupid.
I mean, but what is the solution? I don't know.
The US, a lot of the times, has tried to decide what animals need to go or not without the guidance of indigenous people who have been doing this for thousands of years and who have relationships with the animals. There are solutions, there are people that know it, and we need to push people in power to uplift voices who have this knowledge.
My diet is healthier.
It's simple. Dogs are domesticated pets, as are cats. Cows are domesticated game. Deer are wild game. It comes down to domestication. And what are those and who controls all of that? The fucking humans. We set the tone. We do this shit. We control all of it. We control the motherfucking narrative, okay? And we say this is good, this is bad, because we're a bunch of dumb fucks. And in turn, makes us hypocrites. Dunzo.
Hey, girl.
Hey. The question is healthier than what? I chose to come up here because my diet is healthier than when I was not eating a vegan diet.
Okay.
I love a beef.
Guys, I'm going to domesticate a cow, and I'm gonna bring the cow every day in the house and pet it, and give it a little ribbon, and oh the cow, oh the cow, oh my god, a little cow. Okay, and then when the farmer comes in here and says, hey man, it's time for it to become meat, and he kills it, I'm gonna call the motherfucking police. I'm gonna say, yo, this is animal cruelty. The man did my cow wrong. The man, even though he was hired and it's his job to kill the cow, well, that's animal cruelty, you motherfucker. Get him in the motherfucking jail. Get him in jail because that was a domesticated cow. It was my cow. Yeah, it's a domesticated cow, man.
Beyond Burger, is that healthier than eating rice, beans, and collard greens every day?
There are laws, and who makes the laws? The humans. Us. We make the laws. Look at all the narratives. Look at all the mental hoops you're going through. Just take a moment here, everybody, and try to understand how the mental hoops and mental gymnastics you're going to justify all this shit. It's always some shit that we control.
Day? No, it's not. Do I believe that eating plant-based is healthier than eating animal products? Yes.
And if you're super, super intentional and informed about what you're putting in your body, then it's going to be healthier than someone who's not.
That's also healthier on an emotional and mental level. There's this detachment, this emotional detachment that you're going through when you're eating an animal, and that to me is emotionally unhealthy. I think awareness is one of the healthiest things that we can have.
Oh, the cow gives more meat than the cat or the dog. It's why we eat the frogs, because they're so meaty and so fatty. Look at all the fat the frogs have. The frogs are so fat. Oh my god! The big fat fucking frog! No, they're not! You're dumb as fuck!
I know if you like search veganism like online, especially on YouTube, you can see very dangerous vegan diets being like just told to like a massive audience of like young impressionable people. But Oreos are vegan, Twizzlers are vegan, and it's been 1 a.m. and I'm down to sleep with Oreos. I'm just like, why did I do that?
Just wait till you're 30.
Yeah, I'm 24, so
Okay. So from your perspective, we should eat. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Holy fuck, that was gonna be fucking canceled.
I feel like
shit, that was gonna be bad.
I'll just keep on kicking. I don't know.
Coming here, I want to be very careful in extremes. Like my meat is, my diet is healthier. I don't know that. I don't know.
Guys, what the guy's saying in chat is that technically we should eat the big ones. Because they have more meat and they have more juice and more calories. That's what he's saying. That's what he said. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's what he said.
The
That's not
one
what I'm
thing no
saying.
one
That's what he
talks
said.
about.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone is made differently, and some people gain a lot of health benefits from eating meat regularly. And some gain health benefits from eating
There's
no
a learning
meat.
curve.
Neither is wrong
Not
for their health
hard
choices.
In the grand scheme of things, I feel a lot better putting in the work because I feel more empowered, I guess you could say. The definition of veganism is just as far as what is practicable and possible. It's all about doing your best.
Hey, thank you.
Educated on the subject, making Leroy Bozo Andy dog meat takes.
Okay, how are my takes bad?